Here we are, back in the garage. Welcome to the first episode or version of State of the Community. Now, this is not going to be a show that is just local to Charlotte, North Carolina. There's going to be news from kind of all over the country, whatever I think is relevant that might apply to what we're doing, or anything going on in the cycling community that I think is actually relevant towards the local riders and what's going on here, because some of our riders race regional, national, and some of our outreaches go past just the Carolinas. So here it is, and bear with me. This is the first time doing this. Probably going to clean it up in the next few episodes, but we're working with what we got, and we'll find better ways to do it as we go through this. Fisherfest. Everybody knows that Fisherfest is like what I would consider the best local mountain biking event of the year. Last year was super fun. Evan from the Cycle Path and all those guys that work over there on Cedar Valley put on a great event. There was a 4 or 5 stage enduro race that was super fun. They had the whip off, they had live bands, live music, food trucks, a cross country race. It was super exciting last year, super fun. However, that is not going to be what is going on this year. This year, all they're doing is sort of like a get-together ride, and then there's going to be like a video shredded, whether you use GoPro or regular cameras, whatever, iPhone clips, and that's going to be on October 31st and the 1st, and they're going to have a competition to see who can come up with the best mountain bike edit throughout the period of time. I think it's like after 4 on the 31st up until like noon or 2 on the 1st. I can't remember exactly, but I'll put the links in the description below so everybody can go check that out if they want to. I can't say that I'm surprised, but pretty disappointed that that event's not going to be coming around again this year, but everybody's been so busy, and you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. So maybe we can try and figure out how to do some sort of event. If you guys would like to see some sort of MTBNC hosted event around Charlotte, let me know, and you know, I can try and see if I can muster up something together later on this year and really pick up the flame, because we hate to see burnout in the community, but it happens, and you know, there's only so much time in the day. So if you want to see a big mountain biking event within the community, and you want me to try and put that together, let me know in the comments below, and we'll see what we can do with that. So I'd like to give a little bit of time to the channel sponsors right now. If you didn't know, we have 5 of them. That would be the Mill Cyclery. If you want Santa Cruz, Giant, Scott, I mean, he's got a bike for everybody. Go in there, let him know that I sent you. If you're looking for a new bike, he's got anything for everybody. Road bikes, city bikes, commuter bikes, whatever, mountain bikes, downhill bikes, he'll find it if you need it. Supreme Nutrition, wearing their shirt, got their hat on. These hats are sweet. If you want one of these hats, go get one. If you need anything, they have a website online, so you don't have to travel down to Rock Hill to go there. If you use code MTBNC, you'll get a pretty significant discount on any nutrition you may need. Market Street Barbers, if you're in the Concord area, go visit them. Kevin V, he's my guy. Hit him up. He'll get you hooked up with a fresh cut.
I like it cut, G.
One of my buddies takes his kids over there, and you know, he comes out smiling every time. So if you got a kid that doesn't like getting their hair cut, go up there. They'll get you hooked up. What I think might be the biggest thing, Beacon Realty Group. So if you're looking to move to the Charlotte area or anywhere, if you're moving outside of Charlotte, I have the link down below. Hit me up, message me to get in contact, because if you need a buyer's agent, what they are offering right now through our reference, through MTBNC, tell them that you got here through the YouTube channel, Instagram, whatever, and they will hook you up with 20% of the buyer's agency commissions going back towards your closing costs. So what they are doing is, the payment structure that they are pulling 20% of their own money that they are getting from that transaction and giving it back to the buyer to go down on closing costs. So Usually that's a pretty hefty chunk of change that you can go and put back that you won't have to pull out of pocket for a home purchase. So please hit me up for that to get that deal. I'll put a link to my Instagram and Facebook below so you can send me a message if you're interested in that, and we'll get you hooked up. And then the last thing, down south land enhancement. If you need any lot clearing, grading, trees down, any sort of land enhancement needs that you need, they will hook you up. I'll put the link to their website down below. Tell them I sent you. They'll get you a good deal, the best pricing. If you have a quote from somebody else, let them know and give them a chance to earn your business. Recently, you may watch professional downhill racing. You may not. I do. I enjoy waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch downhill races in Europe, because apparently the UCI doesn't think that North America should have more than 1 or 2 races a season and 8 races in Europe. So, you know, we got to do what we got to do, but we're getting up early. This was not part of the Downhill World Cup. This was Worlds. This is a one-off event that is hosted by the UCI, not by Warner Brothers, and this year was at Chambéry Downhill Park. If you remember, when you win Worlds, you get what they call the rainbow jersey. Last year, I think it was Loris Vergier won, and Valley Hole, and Asa won for the junior men's, and I can't remember who won junior women's last year. So this year in Chambéry, Jackson Goldstone won. He had an incredible run. He seems a bit unstoppable this year. After that first run in Poland, I think it was, that he did not do very well. He's been a bit unstoppable. Incredible run, and maybe we can pull some clips of it, maybe we can't. I'm not sure how that's going to roll out. For the women's elite category, Valley Hole won yet again, first win this year, so that's cool. And then our local U.S. riders, that would be Anna Newkirk, finished in 8th position for the Frameworks Racing team, so shout out Nico and the Frameworks Racing team. Shout out Anna. That's an incredible result, especially coming back after an injury. Fantastic job there. Dylan Maples, he's been up and coming in the UCI World Cup scene. If you follow regional races, you know he's fast as lightning, so it's not really surprising, but it is cool to see him showing up on the world scene. And then Luca finished in 8th, and you know, Luca's always a top 10 guy. I don't think he's won one yet. He's probably going to, I would assume. He just got to put down that one run. But he's a top 10 guy every race, extremely consistent. Dak's back. Dak the Stack is back. Finished 9th. If you don't know, he kind of exploded his hip riding motocross last year in the off season, so he's been on rehab most of the year, and it's really, really nice to see him back putting in the pace that we know that he can. And I really, really want him to win one soon, just to, you know, prove to the world that he can do it. Ryan Pinkerton finished 11th, another young, fast guy. I don't think he lost. He might have gotten 2nd in one race in his junior career. Struggling a little bit in the elite men's, but he'll be up there with the best of them here soon. I have no doubt with that. So those are, I think, the relevant results. I think Richie Rude got like 28th, and Aaron Gwynn finished like 35th. They had a little bit of struggles, but we know that they have pace and they'll be back. So cool beans from the UCI World Championships. Oh yeah, Aletha got 2nd or 3rd. Aletha Osgard, so she trains at Windrock a lot, and I've seen her ride out there, so we know she's super fast. Let's see, Gravity Carolinas race. That is the downhill race series. They did an enduro race series earlier in the year, but the Gravity Carolinas downhill race series just finished up at Rattlesnake Bike Park, and I don't think they had a great turnout. Not terrible, but not great. Can't say I'm surprised. Rattlesnake is not the most aggressive terrain, and they don't have a whole lot of elevation. They said 300 feet, but I think it's probably closer to 200 or 250, just off of GPS numbers that I have from when I've been there. Looked like fun. No, not throwing any shade. It's just not really the spot for a downhill park, I would say. But it looked like fun. Pro women, Matilda Gentry won that. She's back. She had an injury. Back on the bike. Didn't look to be her best time that I would have expected coming from her. I know she's faster than what she put down, but she's been doing a lot of rehab and a lot of PT work, just trying to get the speed back on the bike. So cool to see her back in riding. And then the pro men winner, I saw the listing as Gravity Carolinas, question mark. I think that might be Harrison just racing to give a little bit more competition in his own race series. So I'm pretty sure he ended up winning that. So Harrison Breedwell, congrats on winning that. And I can't even remember who else was in the race. So if you got second or third, and my apologies, I don't remember who showed up and I can't find it to pull it up right now. But it looked like fun. They have Jared's Place coming up in the next couple of weeks, I think. I will be in Seattle riding bikes, so I'm not sure who's going to be doing that, but go have fun. Jared's Place is super cool. Even if you're not racing, it'll be fun to go check it out. Next, I think we've all seen it already. I'm a little bit late getting this out. Had to edit some other videos, but Specialized, what are you doing? A $20,000 limited edition e-bike, and I think that's just insane. And I think it's a little bit out of touch with how things are going, and maybe I'm just not the target market, clearly. But I think if you really look at it, for $20,000, here's a few things that you could buy with that money that I think are a much better value or much better buy than a Specialized Turbo Levo, which I personally don't think rides that great to begin with. Let's see, you could buy 996 Porsche 911. That would be like, I think it's 98 through 2003 or 2000, maybe 2006. It's the one with the weird headlights people don't like. I think that's a better buy. You could buy a Ducati Grand Prix bike. Kind of speaks for itself. You could buy several Rolex watches. You could buy two, not one, two Honda CRF 250 RWE dirt bikes. Now this is not their base model. This is what, at least what I could find, the top spec on their website. Those are between $9,000 and $10,000 motorcycles with top of the line parts, stock parts at least. And then you could also, which is probably the stupidest thing about this, which makes them so out of touch, you could buy a different colored S-Works Levo 4 frame with the exact same parts if you build them up for $3,000 less than what this bike costs online. If you don't want to see things getting more expensive, stop buying the more expensive things. Another thing, not many pros are riding this new Fox Podium fork. Is it because it's expensive, or is it because it's really not great for what it's designed to do? And my personal opinion is the latter. You see Richie Rude just won World's Enduro Championship on a Fox 38, just like the normal Fox 38. I'm sure he's got some special tunes and everything in there, but typically what you get from an inverted fork is a super flexy, rotational design. So when you turn the bars, if you were to hold the wheel, if your wheel got stuck, or if you're really heavy on the front, or you weigh a lot, you'll have what feels a little bit like delayed steering, because while that podium fork may be much stiffer than a 38 forward and lateral, it's not as stiff when you try to turn. It's hard to describe, but if you find one, just act like you were going to torque your bars and just see there's about 15 degrees of flex there. And if you're a lighter rider, it probably doesn't make a huge difference, but I weigh 210 pounds and I ride bikes that require forward weight bias most of the time. So when I have ridden these forks, when you're over the front and you go to turn hard into a corner, it just feels like there's a little bit of delayed steering. It doesn't, I'm sure I could get used to it, but it doesn't add a lot of confidence. So I just think that's interesting. If we look back at the Snowshoe Downhill Southeast, the top 5 racers in Cat 1 would have all finished top 15 out of 30 racers in pro. I get that at the end of the season, there's points at stake. You've been racing Cat 1 all season. You're trying to win prizes. I get that. But let's see where they move up to next year. If they're still racing Cat 1 after finishing top 5 in Cat 1 last year, I think we can officially put the sandbag stamp on them. I don't really have a whole lot more. Tar Heel Trailblazers, I think I found something that they had going on. There's not a whole lot going on with them right now. If you don't know, Tar Heel Trailblazers is our local SORBA or IMBA organization, just for the Charlotte metro area. I'll put the link to their website below. Let me pull that up real fast. So I actually don't have it pulled up anymore. So if I remember right, they have a 25th or 35th, I can't remember, some sort of anniversary ride coming up on October 4th. Couldn't find any more details on that, so keep your eyes open if you see that. Should be a cool event. I'm sure they always put on some decent stuff. So if you're looking for something to do on October 4th, there you go. Me and my crew, we will be in Snowshoe that weekend, so we won't be there. But if you're looking to ride local, check it out. And then I think the last thing that I can think of that's kind of a current event would be the Straight Acres Showdown at Ride Rock Creek. If you don't know who Kyle Straight is, he is a former racer, current free rider. He competed in Red Bull Rampage last year. I don't know if he's doing Rampage this year. I wouldn't surprise me if he does, because he kind of kills it every time. But the downhill race there, I don't remember who won the whip off, and I can't find anything for that online. But in the open women, there was only 2 people that signed up, it looks like. Matilda Gentry won again by a solid margin, beating second place Sierra Summers by 23 seconds. Yeah, 23 seconds on a 3-minute track. So kind of crazy. That is a wide margin if you don't know. And then for the open men, we had, that would be David Kahn won over Walker Shaw and Sam Hawkenberry. David Kahn finished with a 2:39, and Matilda Gentry finished with a 3:05. So she's actually only 26 seconds behind the pro men. So that's actually super cool. Really good. I think they raced down Tumbleweed, so not really a whole lot of space for time in that track. Is not technical. It's just really fast flow trail if you haven't been to Rock Creek. So that's what I got about that. So that's about all I have for today's episode, State of the Community. Not a whole lot going on right now, but I'll be sure to update you. If you want to get involved and be a sponsor in the channel, hit me up below. We'll figure something out that works for both of us. And then if you have any topics that you want covered, if you think something's important or something's bothering you, something that you're happy about, something you like, something you want to see more, let me know and I'll cover it. We'll try and get more of that. And then, yeah, we'll just keep going forward. I hope you like the show. Let me know what you think about it, and let me know what you think I can do better, or what do you like that I'm doing now. So hit me up next time, and peace out.